I often see these silly videos on my YouTube recommended. How to get addicted to hard work, how to make your brain crave hard things, dopamine loading is the fastest way to get addicted to studying, how to get addicted to studying. You watch 10 of those videos and nothing works. And it's not necessarily because of you, but it's because those videos are like supplements. And you have a terrible diet, a terrible dopamine diet, if you will. You can have 150 supplements a day, but if your diet is terrible, you will barely notice a difference, and you'll continue to feel like crap. I think that there are 3 reasons why these videos fundamentally don't work, and here's what you can do about it. First, you already crave hard things. I don't really know about women, but us men, at least, we have like an innate, fundamental, core drive to power, to control, to conquest, status. But we often try to get that to manifest in the outside world, and it's much, much more difficult that way. What we can do is turn our attention inwards, control and conquest of the self. That will get you so much further than any of these dopamine hacks. You can start learning about your own patterns. You can begin to break them. You can practice awareness over them. You can improve your good habits. You can understand your strengths and your weaknesses. You can understand how your environment affects you. This is what will get you to stop procrastinating. Stuff like that is what will stop you from being controlled by every other compulsion that you have. Stuff like that is how you can get more money and be happy. And think about the rich guy that has millions and is completely miserable, hates his life. He would be broke, almost broke, just to have a feeling of contentment or happiness in his life. There are guys out there that are winners and enjoy what they're doing. I personally think it's possible for most people to become like that. The second reason is that it simply just doesn't work. Who gets addicted to hard things in the first place? Who walks into a therapist's office and says, "Oh, help me, I'm addicted to camping in Alaska"? No one in the history of human insanity has ever uttered those words. Until today, perhaps, but who gets addicted to difficult things? And the third reason I think it doesn't work. Why would you want to be addicted to anything in the first place? It might sound like a convenient fix, like you're addicted to something that's good for you. Like, that can't possibly be bad. Addictions cost you every other facet of your life. Everything else. If you have a social life, that'll get destroyed. If you have decent finances, that will begin to get destroyed. Your sleep will get destroyed. Your mental health will get destroyed. Every other thing will be sacrificed in the pursuit of an addiction. You could have a healthy balance with hard work. You could have a healthy balance with making money. You don't need to be addicted. It doesn't need to be something that has to be easy either. And see, too many of these people, they're too unwilling to sit with any difficult feelings. But that's a topic for another video. I don't think this is something that we modern men really accept about ourselves. I think this is something that we bury further. Maybe we don't want to face it, but we have like a pretty strong drive to control and conquest. We want progress, we want achievement, we want fulfillment. We already crave hard things. We want to do things that are difficult. We want to push ourselves. We want to cling on to means that are difficult for us. We want to surprise ourselves. We know that we're capable of doing so. We know that we're capable of doing so. I think it's an incorrect diagnosis that people have given themselves, that they're only looking for ease, they're only looking for comfort. There's a bit of a dichotomy. You are looking for some level of ease, for some level of comfort, you're also looking to do hard things as well. You already crave difficult things. You don't need to necessarily trick your brain into wanting to do difficult things. You just need to cultivate and probably accept that there is a part of yourself that wants to control the entire world. A big part of why I think these videos are so attractive to many people, literally millions of people, is because it seems like it'll make difficult things easy. There's like a general trend now, I don't know if it's always been a thing, but like people wanting to run away from pain. And conflating pain and suffering as the same thing. They are two different things. You can be in pain and not suffer. You don't need to enjoy working hard. You don't need to find it easy. You don't need to, be full of energy afterwards. That's something I actually struggle with, getting tired after a bout of work. I think there's a bit of an unrealistic standard of what hard work is actually like, since less and less people are actually engaging in it. It's in the name. It's hard. There are definitely tricks and systems you can do to make it easier, but it's going to continue to be difficult. There are so many problems that can lead to avoidance in people, like literally 100 of them. 100, I say 100. It's probably like 1,000. There are so many problems, and I've faced them. And I overcame them. Most of them. But I think so many young men and women are dealing with this type of problems now. I want to be able to teach people to overcome that. I don't want this video to get too long, but if I were you, you should stop watching these dopamine hacks. You should stop paying attention to these useless videos. They have a place for people that already have good systems and good relationships with their own minds and how they engage with their own thoughts. If you're, no offense, a bit of a degenerate, like I was, these videos shouldn't have any of your attention. Not just yet. I used to have a YouTube channel back in 2015 to 2018. I'm camera shy again. I'll see you in a couple days. If you're still here for whatever unfathomable reason. Good things come to those that act.